What's going on? Welcome back to another sunny episode of Attack Productions. Today, Bankrupt joined once again by Chase, who also went to Tennessee Regionals, did decently well. I think he placed in the 60s.
I got top 20, but after tiebreaker 65th, so
Yeah.
a lot of 4-3s.
And he played Frieza Swap, which we haven't done a profile yet, so we're going to do his profile on it. Button stuff, let's go.
All right, so first off, we got the leader. This guy is incredible, of course. He's got the permanent to reduce your swaps, so your 1-drops become free, 3-drops are take 1, and then so on and so forth. The only thing that does suck about this guy is he doesn't get anything off of attacking. So you do get a really good top 5 searcher for any Frieza, which can be your robotic riposte, which is, I think, the best interaction so far in the deck that I've found with this. And you can also get the searcher, so you can search your searcher and set up your riposte that way as well. Backside, you get once per turn draw on swap, and then you get your top 3 combo. And then we can go into the main deck. So of course we've got our 0-drops. This card is absolutely incredible. At worst, it searches you whatever you need, and at best, it's a card out of your opponent's hand every time when they want to swing for 15Ks, because this is a Sensu Bean on top of a searcher. So that is incredible. I'll just go ahead and get these guys all out. One of the cards that you may find yourself searching for the most is this guy, and to help facilitate that, we have 3 of this guy. This card's incredible. If you find yourself somehow with like an extra energy laying around and you don't think you're gonna need it all, throw this guy to the ground. He usually just sits, especially in the early turns. But he's the best turn when played by a lot, either by the Frieza's Call or the or just getting him naturally. I do only play 3 of this. I think this card has a lot of diminishing returns once you see your 1-drop. Just having an extra card that doesn't really do anything afterwards can kind of get bricky, especially when you're trying to draw off super combos. So we're playing a 4-3, and of course we search and search and search, but this card is absolutely crucial to find. So that's never missed. Another cool target off of the Frieza's Call is this guy. If you end up comboing off your Frieza, you can go ahead and use this guy. This guy is really good backup just to have. Make sure when you're comboing that if you have more than 1-drop, you just sort of combo 1 just to have in the drop. It's sort of hard to have one in the drop because you want to be so protective over your 1-drops. But you can Frieza's Call this guy. He's played by a skill. You can play your 1-drop, and then this guy's just a free 5k combo, a dash Z energy. So that's a fun little synergy there on an already great card. And next up on our swap chain are our 3-drops. So a little bit avant-garde here. We're playing 3 of that, 3 of this, and 2 of this. I've played around with this a lot. I was really down on this card before, and I think this is one I would also cut the 2 if I had the chance. But these are all really good. The deflect on this is really nice, but the longer I've played the deck, the more I've realized its auto is also super important, because you can stack the 8-drop in order to put it in your Z energy easier. So you can, swing with this guy and then add whatever you want, which can also search for robotic riposte. And if you have an 8-drop or find an 8-drop, you can put it on the top of your deck, and the leader's ability will just let you go ahead and combo that away and get a free basic super combo that will play your 1-drop for free from the Z. But this is by far the best one in a vacuum. It's the best removal that I've seen in a long time, just for actually free. And these guys all go into your 5-drops. I'm playing maybe a little bit of a critical mass of these. I'm playing this spread. This card's almost never bad. If you find it off your combo, you're singing. If you see it in your hand, you're singing. There isn't really a bad place for this. The only thing that isn't great about the card is it does not have barrier, or in this case, it just cannot be removed for a turn. So I would, in a lot of situations, swing with this and then make a pivot point decision to use its effect to go down to the 1-drop or go up to the 8-drop. I don't like leaving this guy sitting around. He almost never survives if you do that. This guy's insane. It gets a judge called every time he's on the board, which is which is always fun to see. And he gets the first thing he sees, his barrier blocker, and he can swap up. And this guy, he's probably the worst, but out of it's hard to say for sure if he's like the worst, but that tap ignoring barrier can really come up, especially in matchups like AOD with the Bobbity. I've tapped that down quite a few times, and it always seems to do the trick. Against green, there's so much barrier, ignore stuff like the Goku and things like that, that just a card that can't be removed is sometimes what you want. So I like it as a one-of. Find it if you need it. You have enough search to be picky and choosy. Otherwise, I think he's third place. I think one card I could absolutely come down on, but I'm a little bit fishy on, because today at Shop Championships, I definitely came into a situation where I just cannot find these sometimes. It does not have swap, so you do not get to search it with the 0-drop. You do not get to add it back with the 1-drop. But other than that, this card is Primo. It is dual attack, double strike, deflect, wipes the whole board tapped, ignoring barrier. And while it's in your Z, you can remove it in the top 5 cards of your deck to play the 1-drop. Pretty simple, but sometimes simplicity is bliss, and this is your big powerhouse who does everything you could ever want. Our Super Combo lineup, I guess it'll show you which secret rare we're on as well, because you'll see none of these are named Gohan and or Piccolo. We're on this spread. This guy is really nice. If your opponent is asleep at the keyboard and decides to attack with a battle card first, you can tap their leader. A lot of the leaders in this game, especially like Gohan, if you tap their leader, their turn might just freeze. And then this is just standard. So I would recommend looking into this guy if you're not on the Gohan Piccolo train. Now we have a bunch of defensive cards because we are in yellow. We're going to throw these guys out and their functional copies, the Vegito. I think everybody knows what these cards do at this point, but in order to attack, except for with unisons, or in this guy's case, leaders, the opponent has to tap a card, any card. So, I mean, there's no reason not to run these. You can search this off the leader, like I said earlier. It's got a ton of applications other than that. This card's just insane, and being able to run X amount of copies more in the Vegito is something to look at as well. Well, look at, so in this game there are floodgates, right? And you want to stop them as soon as possible. These are great for the battle card ones. There's our secret rare. We're playing T-Blows, and we're also playing the counter. Being able to stop a 17 floodgate or a Robotic Riposte in like the mirror match or any yellow deck is crucial, because you want to be the one making the decisions, of course. It's a card game. And you want to absolutely ensure that your kill turn is your kill turn, and your opponent does not get to decide when your kill turn is. These cards do a fantastic job. Cold Bloodlust copies 1 and 2. This card comes up a whole bunch. I like it, especially in the price point area, because Gohan Piccolo is insanely expensive right now. I think there are a lot of applications where you want to run this instead. We are absolutely in a floodgate meta, and so another copy of a great card that can just stop that for you is what I think you can use your secret rare slot on. And so now we just sort of got the miscellaneous yellow cards, and we got these. There's nothing a lot to say about these. I know a lot of decks I've seen that recently have been cutting these from the main. I'm torn in between that. This card is so good against decks that just want to jump scare you. If you're like me and you don't have every single deck in the game memorized, and some guy tries to play a Suki Cod Strike on you, and you just don't know what to do, this guy is a really good get out of jail free card. I think this guy gets energied a lot in the current meta. The blocker is not what it once was. There's a lot of removal. So he ends up being energied a lot. I think you still play it, but I think his time in the sun is sort of fading in the current meta. He's not come up a whole bunch. We don't really have a full sideboard. I don't think you really need a lot of side, but some really good decks that I've used. Vegeta. This is actually insane in the mirror match. I had a lot of success with that today, actually, with the mirror match. You just play it. I get to swing, you don't get to swing, and anything that's sort of gimmicky and plays a bunch of stuff for cheap. Time Magic, you don't really like have to have it. It's once again, it's good in the mirror match. Anything with dual attack, it's a good tech option. If you're just sitting there thinking, I need some defensive cards and I need to maybe cut down, or like, if I don't care about my engine as much as I do defense, this guy's a really good pinpoint. Not a lot of people are thinking about it. Go ahead and get these out the way. Robotic Riposte that cannot get counterplayed. Or you can still get countered, but in matchups like Yellow, with Cold Bloodlust and things like Blue with Absolute Release Ball, I think this card still has a lot of applications in those matchups where being able to have an extra card rather than a battle card is the best part about this card. Otherwise, Robotic Riposte is better, but this is just not on a body that can get countered. We're playing Tudabora, green. All right, next. We've got these. I've not really been a fan of these. I feel like the deck does this, but just in engine. If you need a little more, sure, go ahead. But I definitely think that they're better options so far, and that's what I've been sort of testing around with for sides. Okay, once again, I think the engine's so well-rounded, you don't really need the full side, and you can find a really good side guide on the internet if you need that. So to start off with our Z deck, we got 2 Tagomas. This card's oddly only super great when you have a bunch of Z energy to spare. And in a lot of the modern day matchups, I don't really see myself doing that because the Z leader is so good. In matchups like Oob, this card is Primo. A 1-drop, get rid of 3 Z, and he does have a really good effect. It's just you usually don't have that 3 laying around. And 1 energy. He's really, really good if you can fit him into your plays. But I think if you're spending 1 energy and 3, there's something a little bit better that we can be doing, and that is the Frieza Z leader. This card, on play, draws you a card. You Z stack this guy. We'll get more to him in a little bit. He sort of resets your auto once per turn, where you can combo. So you can replace your Z energy. You can just combo with something. If you find your 8-drop, you get a free super combo once again. He now turns your 8-drop into a 1-drop, which is basically the reason that you usually play this, is you're planning on dropping the 8-drop when you play this guy. He only fades away during the end of your opponent's turn, so it sort of acts like you've beamed a 15k leader. He's a natural 20. 20 is the new benchmark, and just being able to sit at 20 really can just sort of sit a lot of decks out, especially when we're talking about just going wide strategies. And just to sort of round these out, I have yet to find a reason to play these yet. These are in here. They are great cards, especially this one. But once again, your Z energy is a little more primo than you might think. You want to make sure you have the 3. You don't really want to touch your 8-drops once they're in there. You don't want to touch your 5-drops unless you have to. So not all Z energy is built equal in this deck. Some of them you like to sit around. And with that, I think you just play these when you can absolutely just read on your opponent's deck that it will be like a kill switch, which isn't very often.
Awesome. Appreciate it, Chase. Also, once again, congrats for going there. I wish I would have gone. But buttons, links, thanks for tuning in. Bye.